Hi, I am Amol Srivastav and I'll be the mentor for this course on answer writing. Since you have enrolled into this course, then I'm sure you would be knowing the importance of answer writing. But let me tell you a few more things about answer writing, why it is very important and how important this course is. So, if you talk about prelims examination, it's getting tougher and tougher, and we are spending so much of time in preparing for prelims. But once we clear prelims, we get to write mains, and the marks of the prelims will never be added in your final score. So, the whole responsibility of your selection lies on the marks of your mains examination. So if you see weightage wise, the mains examination is around 86% of the total weightage of the examination, and the personality test is 14%. So it is said that the mains examination, you should be so prepared and you should be well prepared so that you get selected on the basis of your mains examination and you don't have to rely on your interview marks for your selection. Your interview marks should help you in getting a particular rank, say in the top 100 to get into your preferred service. But selection should be totally based on your mains examination. So let's start. And here's a breakup about this examination. So the whole mains is of 1750 marks, which comprises of three parts. The first part is essay, that is just one paper of 250 marks. Then you have general studies of total of 1000 marks, which is divided into four papers: GS1, GS2, GS3, GS4, all of 250 marks. Now, then there's an optional which has two papers. Both of them are of 250 marks. So this was a breakup. I'm sure you would be knowing about it. Now let's start with some myths. This is very important. So to get our minds clear about this answer writing thing. First thing is that answer writing is not a replication of your notes. Some people feel that if they have made notes, then the job is done. They do not have to practice answer writing, but that is not the case. See, when you prepare notes, that is the most important aspect of note making is to compile everything that you have studied from different sources at one place. Also, you put in some good content, you put some data, you put some facts for your better understanding, and your further you have to remember all those things. So that is the purpose of the notes. But answer writing is the implementation part of your notes, and notes you are preparing based on your own will. But answer writing, you have to write what is asked by the examiner. You cannot just replicate your notes in your answer sheet and get marks. Secondly, answer writing is not compilation of facts about a particular topic. See, these days knowledge is so easy, and you just on the click of your phone you get so many things very easily. So everybody can get some knowledge. So it's not answer writing is not just mentioning about what all you know about a particular topic. The question is asked in a particular way to test a particular skill or a particular issue or a particular understanding about a particular issue that you have to write. Also, you don't write whatever you know, because in our way of getting our education, we tend to write whatever we have studied and we just write it, we get marks and we then get degrees. But in UPSC that is not the case. It's very different. Here you cannot write what you know. Here you have to write what is asked. If they have asked a particular thing and you are not mentioning about thing and just beating around the bush, then you won't get any marks. There are no marks for steps. There are no marks for writing anything. When you write a particular thing which is asked, then only you will get marks. Also, answer writing is not about activism, because I have seen people who have very strong opinions about a particular issue. Say for example, women, child labor, the issue of labor, the issue of economic issues that our country is facing, but and they keep on acting like an activist that we can change this, we have to change that. But we have to understand, when we are writing for this examination, we are getting tested on our suitability of becoming a civil servant to get things done by the way of law and with proper implementation of government schemes, etc. So their activism is not very important. So if you write a very activist type of answer that very strong opinions about a particular thing without even mentioning about any other aspect of that issue, then I don't think you will get good marks. Maybe you have strong opinions, that's very good, but UPSC is asking for balanced opinions, and opinions which are reasoned and informed, along with the solutions that how will you deal with those issues. So please be careful with that. Now the last part which I want to say is that uh, answer writing is not about using ornate language. Ornate, I have deliberately mentioned the word. You can see the meaning in the bottom of the slide. It says that it's a literary style which uses unusual words and complex constructions. So when we are in college and when I meet college aspirants, college students who are aspiring for civil services, they feel that their English should be very flowery and they should know those high-fi words, and then only they'll be able to clear this examination. And some people who don't have a good command over English language, they feel that they stand there's no chance for them to clear this examination. But that is not the case, and let me tell you why. See, when we enter into service, we have to work with so many people, and we are at the top of the administrative setup, and we have to give orders, we have to write notings on the file, we have to give guidelines, we have to issue that directions to our subordinates. But our subordinates or the common people whom we are working for may not be so equipped or so well versed with the language. They will not be studying in very posh English schools, or studying they have not studied abroad, so they will not have that understanding of English language that you might feel that is required in this examination. You have to write very simple answers. In offices also, when we write in very simple language, so that all the subordinates, they understand, and all the people, the common people, they are able to understand our whatever we are trying to say. Communication is the key. Language does not matter much. So if you have a fear that your English is not very good, or in college or in school you were not a good debater, you haven't won anything in creative writing, that's nothing to worry about. Very simple sentences, small sentences, simple sentences, that's all is required for this examination. So please don't worry about that. Now let us come to what exactly is answer writing. In my own words, I would say that answer writing is an opportunity to tell UPSC that you are suitable for this job. When you are writing mains answers, you are not physically going to tell the examiner that, see, I am capable of being selected, so please select me. It's your answer sheet that travels to the examiner. So whatever qualities that you think you have to become a civil servant, they should be present in your answers. So I would say that your answers are a reflection of your personality, and let me tell you, it's very easy to decipher a personality of a person, the way he writes, he or she writes the answer, the kind of words that are used, the kind of language that are used, how logically that thing has been written. It shows a lot about a person's personality. Also, answer writing is not to test if you know something or not. They are testing your understanding of a crucial aspect of a particular issue, your in-depth understanding of that issue. So in your answers, if you show that you have good command over that topic and you understand that issue in depth, that is well and good. But if you just write superficially thinking that the examiner is fool, I think you are just fooling yourself, and examiner will obviously get to know, and you won't get any marks in that. One very important thing which I would like to talk about is lateral thinking ability. See, in our school days and in college, we have been studying so many subjects: science, SST, environmental science, civics, economics, but we have studied them in compartmentalized manner. We have studied in silos. But if you see life, life is an interlinkage of everything. You cannot expect things that are happening in isolation. Everything that happens in a particular sphere has an impact on a different sphere. For example, take COVID crisis. So technically, it's just a health crisis with the virus, but it is impacting so many things. It's impacting our economy, it's impacting our transport sector, it's impacting the mental health, it's impacting almost everything, and everything has come to a standstill. So you cannot just write an answer about COVID in just biological or medical terms. You have to mention about everything, and that is required in this examination. Also, as civil servants, we are expected to solve problems in the field. Similarly, to get recruited into civil services, your answer should reflect your problem solving ability. So if you are writing about a particular issue and you have just quoted the problems and what the problems we are facing, and so and so, and if you're not mentioning any solutions for that, I think you won't get any marks, because as civil servants, you are expected to give solutions. You have to tell the examiner that you know the problems, you understand the problems, you understand why those problems are, and you understand what will be the solution of those problems, and then only you will be considered a good candidate for civil services. Also, we know that civil services is a very generalist field. We are not specialist or a master of a particular thing or a particular field. So whatever decisions we take, our decision should be based on some expert advice. We cannot just go by our own whims and fancies. We have to take decisions which are informed and reasoned. Similarly, the answers that you write will not be based on your amateur opinions, but they should be backed by some good understanding of different studies or different committee reports, etc., uh, which will help you in developing a better understanding. And when you write your answers, you feel that yes, you have written a very reasoned and rational answers. Now, how do we combine all these things that I have mentioned above? There are two things which we need to follow while we are writing answers. The first thing is the logical consistency, because the answer you have to write in 220 words, 200 to 220 words, and there are so many parts of the answer. But the logical flow of that answer will be very important. You cannot just write randomly anything anywhere and you feel that you have written everything. The logical flow, it is very important, and then only the answer will unfold and will end at a proper conclusion. So that is very important. The next important thing is the clarity of thought, because if you do so much of cutting, it will show that you are not clear with the concepts, and if you keep beating around the bush and you don't have a better understanding of a particular issue, then also you won't get good marks, because your clarity of thought is missing. It will show that you do not understand a issue in depth, and you are just there to waste your time as well as the examiner's time. Now, some frequently asked questions which I counter when I meet aspirants. I've tried to mention all of them here. The first thing is when to start answer writing. It is a very important question. Then how to start writing answers. Then there's a problem that many people face, that it takes a lot of time to write answers, and what should we do about it? And then what sources we should refer for answer writing. So I'll try to answer all of these things, but first we need to understand few things. Please start reading previous year questions before you start writing answers, so that first thing you understand that what kind of questions are asked, what are the different topics which UPSC likes to ask questions, and when you study a particular thing, then what all topics you should give better focus while you are studying. Secondly, you have to understand what is the demand of the question, because every question might look similar, but if you go in depth and you start decoding those questions, you will understand that every question is asking a different thing, and there are some things which are hidden which you have to find out when you are reading those questions. From that, you have to understand the mindset of the examiner, what they are trying to understand, what they are trying to ask, and that you have to write. You cannot just write whatever you know about that particular topic. You have to fulfill the demand of that question. For that, I would say that note making is very important. As I have mentioned, that note making is not a replication of answer writing is not a replication of your notes, but yes, note making will definitely help you in writing better answers, because when you make notes, you show your understanding of what you have written there. Then you add some data, you add some facts to substantiate your argument, and then you remember them, and then when the question is asked, then you answer those things. So note making is very important. That should happen on a daily basis, and then only you will be able to write good answers. Now, the first question, when to start? So if you are studying static subjects, say polity, history, geography, then I would say that you can start writing the answer as soon as you finish that particular topic. Suppose you have studied about constitution, the principles in the preamble, then the moment you have studied it, you have understood it, you can start writing answers to see how much you have understood and how well you are able to write answers. Now, for other subjects which have some dynamic parts and they are based on current affairs, then I would say that you should start first. You should not feel that on the first day only you will be able to write everything, you will know all the content, but start, and on the go you will learn about it. The answer that you write on the first day, after 1 month it will look very bad, but that's okay. You have to make a start. That's okay, and on the course of your learning, you will be able to understand many things about answer writing, but start. Now, second thing is that how to start, what we should do to start answer writing. The first thing is always there to understand the previous year questions. They are very important. Second, to understand the mindset of the question. If you are not if you're not starting the answer writing, then you should spend some time. I think 1 to 2 days or at least a week you can spend on understanding the questions, how they have how the UPSC has asked those questions. You can just take one question every day. You don't burden yourself, because in the initial days of your preparation, you have to study a lot. You have to study so many books. You have to study so many notes. So one question per day is also fine. Then if you have understood the question, then you think about the structure. Like what will be the logical consistency that you will be following while answering this question. Then you think of content, what all you can add. Then since you are beginning your preparation, then you may not have all the content ready in your mind. Then you can read some relevant content particular to that answer, but don't just read and write. First think about it, what you are going to write and what will be suited for this answer, and then read that particular thing maybe on the net or in some particular book, and then please start writing. Because as we learn to ride a bicycle, we can write so many books about how to ride a bicycle, but we understand or we learn to ride a bicycle only when we start it. So that is the case with answer writing also. Please start writing. On the course of your journey of answer writing, you will understand so many things, and your answer writing will improve day by day when you go. Okay, now this question that it takes a lot of time to write answers. It's a very it's a very frequently asked question, and it's absolutely normal. Initially, I'm saying that you are not a master, and it will take a lot of time. Even it can take 1 hour for just one answer, or maybe more than that. That's absolutely okay. But keep practicing. Don't just get bogged down by this thing and give up answer writing. Because if you give up answer writing and you feel that you have studied everything and you will be able to write answers, then you are wrong. Even if you clear prelims and you won't be able to write answers in mains, then it's of no use. Also, I feel that answer writing is an art, because you have to have a knack of answer writing, but everybody can learn it, and eventually you will master it. Don't expect that on the first day you will write best answer. That's not possible at all. And as I mentioned earlier, just start with one answer per day and then increase the frequency as you feel confident, and as you start reducing the time of your answers. That's not a thing to worry. One answer per day is absolutely fine. Now, what sources to refer? Again, I have mentioned about previous year questions, so you can understand why previous year questions are important, because they will help you in building the mindset of UPSC, that how you are going to do your further studies about UPSC, the subjects which are asked in UPSC. Second thing is daily or the weekly answer writing, which is based on a particular news. It's available free of cost across the internet. So please refer those questions, and you can start writing answers based on the news article. Then once you are confident about answer writing and you have done a good number of answers in your home and you're practicing a lot, then in the later stage you can join some test series to see that you are able to write answers in that 3 hour time frame, and get your answers evaluated also to see where you are faltering and how you can improve about that. One caution which I would like to tell you is that please don't go for any pre-solved guidebooks. I have seen some good publication houses also releasing books regarding pre-solved solutions of UPSC mains answers. I think they are not going to help you at all, because answer writing is about a personality of a person, and you cannot understand or see this in a particular guidebook that you used to have in our 10th, 12th examination. That will not serve the purpose here. Every answer is different. Every person who writes an answer is different. So these guidebooks are not going to help you at all. So thank you so much. That was just the basics or the introduction to answer writing. In the next lecture, we will be dealing about the basics of answer writing. That when you start answer writing, what all will be the things that you should be focusing upon. So see you in the next lecture. Thank you so much.